mortgage broker Maureen Folan here with episode number 5 of Maureen's Message. With all the crazy weather we've been having recently here in Queens, New York, my team and I were working with a buyer on a property where during our last nor'easter, a tree had fallen on the homeowner's fence and caused some damage. Fortunately, there wasn't any structural damage to the house, and the fence and the cleanup was a relatively easy fix. However, sometimes a natural disaster causes more serious damage to a home while it's under contract. So today, I'm going to share with you the steps you need to take if you are a buyer in the process of purchasing a home that has been affected by a natural disaster. Thanks for tuning in. So we all know that there are some things that we have no control over in a real estate transaction. And prime example of this is when Mother Nature strikes. Though significant damage of a property can totally derail a real estate purchase and add a remarkable amount of stress for the buyer and the seller, and thankfully, it rarely ever happens in Queens. All parties need to be able to react quickly and understand how to move forward. Tip number 1, check the contract. Most contracts provide a process to deal with damage if and when it happens. Typically, if there is damage and it is less than 5% of the total value of the contract, both parties agree to move forward with the sale. However, the seller will need to remedy any damage before the closing. Tip number 2, get the bank involved. If the buyer is applying for a mortgage, most lenders will approve a credit up to 3% without incident. Anything more than that, the bank will want to know about the damage and have a new appraisal, and could even cancel the loan. What's more common is for the lender to want to redo the whole loan process, adjust the purchase price, and put it back through underwriting. Starting the loan process over again takes more time and will require another appraisal. Both parties will have to extend the contract time frame, and it's smart to keep your lender in the loop. And remember, it's fraudulent to hide any serious damage, so you don't want to do that. Tip number 3, get the property inspected. It's so important to have a property inspection before closing. If there are any problems, negotiate a credit or require that the seller repair anything before closing. And tip number 4, do a final walkthrough. So you've gone through the whole loan process and reapplied for a mortgage, you've had the house re-inspected, and the closing has been scheduled. The day before or the day of is the time to do a final walkthrough on the property. This is super important. If something is not working or there is damage, it should be ironed out and agreed upon before it closes, because once the house closes, the seller is no longer responsible. On the whole, most real estate transactions go smoothly, and buyers and sellers make a deal, inspect, sign a contract, get a loan, and close. While every real estate transaction can cause stress and anxiety, encountering damage will really up the ante. However, with communication and being open-minded, every deal can come to a close. I hope these tips are useful, and I hope that Mother Nature takes a break on us here in Queens for a while. I think we can all agree we've had our fair share of unusual weather recently. And as always, I love to be your real estate resource, and I love your feedback. So if there are any topics that you'd like me to talk about or cover, please type it in below. Until next time, all the best.